Hello, welcome to the latest edition of Ragic Office Hour. And as promised, I'll get started by doing some recaps on some of the latest features that we brought online to Ragic. So I'll try to kind of cover a couple of new features in each of those office hour sessions on a bi-weekly basis, so you'll get an idea of what's the new features on Ragic that you can take advantage of. Let's get started. The biggest feature that we just introduced recently, like in the last couple of weeks, um, is the custom re, the print custom print report feature. So it's kind of like the previous what's that? What's that called? I think it's the this new feature is like the I just forgot that name. Merge merge mail feature. Yeah, the it's a lot like the previous mail merge feature, so that it's kind of an improved mail merge, so that when you print a report, we can generate a PDF version of that report. And previously with the mail merge feature, the problem is that we have two types of template that you can use. You can either create a Word template or an Excel template. But for the Word template, you're not able to do anything with the subtables that you might have in your Ragic record. But if you want to have the subtable records in your mail merge report, you'll need to create an Excel version of the mail merge report. So if you need to create the template in the Word format, then you will not be able to use the Word template. And another biggest complaint of the mail merge report is that you're not able to generate a PDF report from Ragic. So the biggest thing that we have the biggest thing that we have introduced with the custom print report is that you'll be able to create PDF files from your templates directly, and you can generate the Word template that includes data from your subtables. So here's a quick demo on how to use the custom print report, like using the office hour question sheet as an example. So if you go to the form page of a question sheet record, you could just click on tools and go to custom print report, and you could see the preview of the custom print report at the right hand side. And this is the PDF format embedded right here using the default generated custom print report template. And you can download the custom report template as a Word document file, and you can modify the template right here. Like you can just simply open the template and you'll see the template right here. And this is the template that's used to generate the PDF template report right here. And if you make any changes to the template, it will be immediately reflected in the preview, so you can see what kind of changes that you have made and how will it look on the real report. So let's say we make some changes to this table right here. We just kind of make it wider, like this, and we maybe add some background to the status fields. We could go to like borders and shading. We add some colors here. Let's just make it look a little bit weird so that you know that we made some changes here, and add some shading like this. Maybe some colors like this. Okay. So yeah, so we make some weird changes here, and we just simply click save. And when you click save, the change is going to be reflected on the custom print report right here. So you can see how your change look on the real report. So now we see, oh, this section looks a little bit weird. We can we can still like drag this table to make it wider like this here. And we simply just make the changes on the Word document like we would editing any kind of mail merge report, or we just basically use the Word document, the Word application, the Microsoft Word application as our template editor. So anything that you would like to do to your template using a Microsoft Word function, you can do with the current custom print report. For example, you can even use the one of the most asked for features that can we add a header or footer to our reports? Then because right now you can add it to the Microsoft Word template, then you should be able to add headers and footers to your reports like this. Like you can add a header and you can add a footer. This is the footer. Okay, now after we save the report, you will be able to see the reflected changes. So now you can see headers and footers in the report. You can, of course, you can download the PDF file of your custom print report, and you can see how an actual report will look like here. So this is the header generated on the Word document header, and this is the footer generated right here. So you'll be able to create custom print reports, like very customized reports, really easily, and using any of the features that you can find on Microsoft Word. So basically, you can automate any type of reporting that you were previously doing on like Office documents like Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, so you can generate them automatically as PDF files on Ragic using this new custom print report. So this is something that we're pretty excited about, that we're able to bring to our users so that they can create PDF reports, really customized PDF reports really quickly using this template mechanism that we just introduced. Okay, so this is the first major new feature we would like to let you know that we have. And the second one is also quite highly anticipated, is that we're now able to add current coordinates to address fields. So let me do a quick demo. So let me create a new sheet, like maybe to show our current address. So let's say it's the incidence report ID, and we can add an address field like this. So we can go to the default value and we can click on like creation address, and this will automatically input the address that this record is created. So let's save this and do a quick demo. Like, for example, if I create a new record here, and we say we allow Ragic to capture the address, so it's gonna fetch my location right here. So okay, so it's gonna capture my location, know that I'm in Vancouver, Canada right now. So after we save it, and we will be able to very quickly enter the current address that we have right now. And to make this even more foolproof, you could like make this read-only, so that when you're creating a new record, your users will not be able to like mess around with the address that they're actually at. So it will have to use the system-generated address right here. And this will also work with mobile devices. So if you open and create a new record using your mobile device, it's also going to capture the location or address or the coordinates of the mobile device. So you'll be able to enter addresses or coordinates of your current location where you're creating this record really quickly on either your laptop computer or your mobile devices. So this is really cool to have, and a lot of our users have been asking for our development team to add this feature to our address field for quite some time, and now it's supported. And I think it's just online, like in the past 2 weeks, or at least the most in the recent months. Okay, so next we'll be going through your latest questions. So the first question is entry in app. Okay, I'm a new user. I find it great that I can access the Ragic mobile app to retrieve data on my mobile phone. However, I find it hard to navigate when I have to change or key in an entry. Did I successfully change and save the entry? I finished editing, but sometimes it doesn't save. The loading time is okay. So this is the first issue that you're having, and the second issue is that the loading time is long to open the big sheet, even with a steady internet connection. I just have a really different experience using it on the web compared to the app. Okay, we have received some feedbacks on the editing or the record editing experience on the app, and inherently it's a little bit harder to have a really good editing experience, or like even record modification experience on the app, due to the fact that it is a touch device that has a much smaller screen. So it is inherently harder. But we are in the process of doing the revamp of our app interface. So we are doing some changes to our data entry interface based on your feedback. So you should be expecting a new interface, like probably around this quarter, the Q3 of 2024. So we're still taking in some new feedbacks on things that we could probably change to make the mobile app editing experience a little bit more responsive and more intuitive, so that when it's saving or what problem that is having, that it's sometimes when the validation is not passing, so you know what to do when the record doesn't save. So we're still in the process of doing some changes to the mobile app UI, and yeah, we welcome any kind of feedback to our mobile app UI. So I'll certainly mention this to our mobile app developers, to have a more responsive UI when you're making changes, and so that users know that you're finished editing and it's saving, or when there's a reason that this record cannot be saved, either due to like internet connection or field validations. So I'll make sure to mention this to our mobile developers. And the next one is the loading time is long to open a big sheet, even with a steady internet connection. Generally, it should not be a huge issue to open a larger sheet, like a sheet with a very large amount of records, since the mobile app only loads like the first 20 to 30 records when it loads a listing page of a sheet. But if there is a very slow, if you have some latency problem when you're opening a sheet on your mobile app, I think it would be a good idea to let our support team know about this and tell them which sheet that you're having problem opening. Well, like if you're having a latency problem, it takes a long time to load the sheet on your mobile app. Perhaps we can take a look and find out why this is the case. So some common reasons would be like maybe you have a fixed filter on your sheet that is taking a long time to filter. And most of the time, the fixed filter is not a big problem. But if you have some like regular expression filters or non-exact match filters on your fixed filters, that will make your sheet listing page longer to load, especially if you have a lot of records on that sheet. So this is probably the number one reason for larger sheets to load, is that it has a lot of records, and we have a fixed filter with non-exact match filters. So that's probably the number one reason that a listing page loads slowly. But still, feel free to let our support team know about this, and we'll take a look at your sheet and probably, if we have discovered any new issues that might lead to some latency problems when loading a large Sheets listing page, and perhaps there's something we can do on the app side. Okay, so first of all, I will mention this to our mobile app team. So that we can have our UI to be a bit more responsive, editing, and saving records. Okay, secondly, for larger, if you're having issues loading larger sheets, latency issues. The most would be having a non-exact match filter fixed on the sheet number of records. And by a large number of records, we mean like something more than like 10,000 or 100,000. Okay, I hope this helps, and it will be helpful for our mobile app developing to take a look at your account if you grant us access to your account and let us know which sheets that you're having these latency issues when loading the listing page on the mobile app. Okay, next question. Integration with Salesforce. Hi Jeff, can Ragic be integrated with Salesforce using no-code tools? If so, which ones do you recommend? Off the top of my head, we can integrate with Salesforce using Zapier. So we can connect. You can just go to tools and the sync and notify and choose connect with your web apps. So if you click on this, you will be able to connect with Zapier, connect your Ragic data through Zapier with another application. And I'm pretty sure Zapier supports Salesforce. So perhaps it's not the default integration that we have listed here, but you can click here to enter the Ragic Zapier page, and you can search for another app like Salesforce right here. Salesforce. Okay, so Salesforce or Salesforce Essentials. So you will be able to like choose a trigger, like a trigger on Ragic, maybe when a record is created on Ragic, and you will be able to automatically do something on Salesforce using Zapier to connect these two apps. Okay, so I'll leave this page for your reference, so you'll be able to do things with Zapier to connect Ragic and Zapier. Of course, if you want to reverse this, say, and if you do something on Salesforce and automatically do something on Ragic, like create a new record on Ragic, of course you can do that using Zapier too. All right, so yes, you can. We would recommend using Zapier to do this type of integration. You can see this page in detail. And also, with these no-code integration tools, Ragic also, besides Zapier, we also supports Make.com and IFTTT. Ragic also support no-code integration platforms, including Make.com and IFTTT. I'm pretty sure Make.com supports Salesforce.com, but for IFTTT, I'm not very sure. But I know some of our users use Zapier to connect Ragic with Zapier. I'm pretty sure about that. And I've personally been using Zapier to connect Ragic with quite a few other applications. So I do like the interface and overall the UI flow that can be used to integrate Ragic with other applications. So if you have a Zapier account, or if you're familiar with Zapier, I would definitely recommend using Zapier to connect Ragic with other applications like Salesforce. And if you're a user of Make.com, of course, that works pretty well too. And I do believe accounts from Make.com is considerably cheaper than a Zapier account. And in most cases, they work quite as well too. All right, and that's it for the questions for today. And I hope my answers and my recap on the latest Ratchet features is helpful to you. And if you have any other questions, or any questions about my recap for today, and feel free to let me know and using the Ragic office hour question sheet, and I will be answering your questions in 2 weeks. All right. Thank you for joining in, and let's talk in 2 weeks. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, we have somebody from the chat for some more questions. So the question is, I wanted to ask, how would you add the long text, for instance, the sales conditions at the end of the quote? Okay, this is a pretty simple question. So do we have a quotation demo here? Let's just use a purchasing order. This is pretty similar. So if you have a purchasing order, like you can add a long paragraph like this. Like you could just add a description here. So by default, it's a short formed free text. And you could either change it here, like to a paragraph. I think you could change it to a paragraph here. Maybe a rich text editor. Oh, or you could just simply drag like you would on the Excel spreadsheet, and you can have it span multiple columns like this. So this will make a pretty good text area. So, or you could like drag and drop components here from the left hand side. Like you can drag and drop a paragraph text here like this. So it's nice and tall, and you can have it span multiple columns like this. So usually my personal preference will be just drag this and drag and change the column spans like this. So for fields like this, you'll be able to really easily enter multiple lines of text. So line 1, line 2, and line 3, like this. So yeah, this is how you create a paragraph field for longer text, like remarks on a quotation or a purchase order. Oh, this was related to the PDF layout. Well, you can still do that for a PDF layout. Like if you just go to the custom print report, and you'll be able to see a preview here. And by default, I think it's already generating a pretty large area to display this. Let me download the template too. So template 2. And when I go to the template 2, let me take a look at the description field. So this is probably a smaller one than I would expect. So I would simply like drag this. Just pretty much how you would use a Word document to create a template. You can just do something like this, make this taller, and yeah, so we save this, and it should be reflected on the report. See, here's how it looks, line 1, line 2, line 3, and you can download it here to see the actual PDF report. Right here. Okay. Okay, feel free to let me know if you have any additional questions. So yeah, I think this is something that we expect a lot of users will be using on a daily basis or using them a lot, because generating custom PDF from your records is one of the most asked feature that we've been hearing for the past few years, and we finally be able to find a good solution for this. And just for your information, this kind of support, we are doing this using an integration with a tool called Carbon.io, and it's a really nice reporting tool. So if you have any questions on the possible syntax, you could also go to Carbon.io and look at their documentation. So any type of syntax that would be supported on Carbon.io will be supported on Ragic, because this report is simply generated using Carbon.io. Is it possible to show some text conditionally? I think so. So I think with Carbon, they do have some features that you can use to show text conditionally. So if we go to their documentation, there should be something in their formatters. And we're using an enterprise version, so even for those features that has a star in there, you can still use them on Ragic. So on a formatter, I think condition output. Yeah, you should be able to do a condition output here. Yeah, you can do this with condition output on Carbon. Hey, no problem. It's just, yeah, we're pretty excited about this Carbon integration. So Carbon has been working on this reporting tool for quite a few years, and they have tons of features that we'll never be able to catch up with our mail merge feature. So, taking advantage of this whole API, we do think that we can make really powerful reports using this Carbon integration. All right, and thank you for joining in. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask using the question sheet. I'll be talking to you in a couple of weeks. All right, thank you. Goodbye.